That time of year again, harvest time. So we're going to work on getting the combines out, get them home and check them over and see what we need to do. I know this one needs concaves put in it and got to see what else it needs. We're going to get this one out, we're going to get my gleaner out, and we're going to head home. We're heading home now. Got antifreeze put in both combines. This one's got a slow leak. That one was a little bit low from last fall, so we thought we better put some in it. So we're going to head home and start looking them over and see what needs fixed on them. So we got both combines home now. Got my L2 Gleaner home, and we got our 1660 Case IH home. One thing you'll notice on my Gleaner right now, if you haven't watched my videos and you haven't followed my YouTube, I took this L2 Gleaner and I converted it to run Case IH heads. So I actually made an adapter, and Dad Strength and I welded it solid to the front of the Gleaner. So this only accepts red heads now, which has been wonderful. Running a 1020 25-foot head on this machine has been a wonderful experience. It floats nice, shaves the ground. We even made the header control from the Gleaner work with the 1020. So Dad's Strength done some geometry with the end indicator on the 1020 with the Gleaner style micro switches and made it all work, and it works beautiful. So what you're going to notice is this is actually a 1083 case corn head that about 5 years ago Dad and I brought in a shop, and we cut it down to a 6-row. So that's why you're going to notice when we walk around the combine that this drives from both ends. So I can't talk tonight. So actually this is not the head that I'm going to be running on my L2. I'm actually going to look into I'm going to try to pick some corn with the L2 this year. I've never picked corn with it. It is a Corn Plus. So what I'm going to do this year is I'm going to get another 1063. I know a friend that's got one. We're going to get a 1063 since a 1063 only drives from one side. I'm going to show you why the 1063 is going to be a great head to put on the L2. So as you can see on the L2, the drive for the head sits fairly far back compared to the IH combine where it's all the way up here. So with that being said, with a 1083, the way they drive from both sides in the center of the head, it doesn't leave me enough distance. It doesn't leave me enough distance to get this shaft over here without destroying U-joints. So what I'm going to do, since the 1063 drives from one side all the way over here, that allows me enough room to get a long PTO shaft in there and have enough distance to get the right geometry on the U-joints. So that's what we're going to do with that, so I can try to pick some corn with it. I run the 1020 25-foot head on it, and I actually got a PTO shaft from a John Deere, a newer, well, there's Wilson. I got a shaft from a newer John Deere head that had burnt, and it matches the splines on the Gleaner. So it went together perfect. So as you can see right here, I'm going to have to make a short shaft here with a bearing holder, and then I can put my U-joint on with my shaft, and then that'll get me over, and I'll have plenty of distance from here to here to get over to run them U-joints in a comfortable position. So as far as maintenance goes, what we're going to have to do before we can start anything this year is, as you can remember from the 1720 video, we went to Worthington Ag Parts and we got all new concaves and all new key stock grates and rasp bars. We're going to be changing the rasp bars out because they're not super bad, but it's time. We're just going to change them out. The crop flow bars, that one's missing. We might replace these two. These actually help the crop flow out of the rotor, and they're a little more beat up than I thought they were, so we might replace those two. But that's the major bit of mechanical work that we're going to have to do on the 1660 before it can go to the field. So we're going to get those changed out, and the Gleaner, it's going to need some TLC. My unloading auger, we talked about that in the 1720 video because Worthington has an M2, which I think is all the same unloading auger. They've got one with all this fairly new, and you can see mine's taped up. I got a license plate there holding the grain in. So I got the license plate there holding the grain in. I had to restart my video because the other one shut off. I hit the button, but I got to fix that. So this tube right here, I'm either going to have to take all this off, unbolt it off the hopper, and take it in the shop and actually fab something up for that to replace it. I've got a bearing here that I noticed is out, so I'm going to have to fix that real quick. I do have a brand new Dondai idler for here because this one squeaks, drives me crazy. I've got one and I didn't get a chance to change it last fall. I need to straighten all this out because last fall my one wheel bearing went out, tire fell off, axle cocked up and bent the toolbox up, so I got to fix that. But just a lot of small things I got to fix. It needs washed because the last bit of beans I cut last fall late, one of my power steering hoses blew out and got power steering well, you run ATF in these, that's automatic transmission fluids, what you run in these Gleaners. So it got it all over the place, and then the bean dust, you guys know how bean dust is, it sticks to everything. So just a few real minor things, I guess, nothing too serious. So we got some excavating projects we're going to finish up, and then we're going to run both these combines through the shop and get this work done on them, so when they go back to the field, they're ready to roll. Little history on this old L2. I bought it on a auction of a family friend of ours. They were having an auction, and I bought it for $1,500. I originally just bought it for the engine and drive tires, and I had no intentions on actually using it. And I got it home, got it started, because when I bought it on the auction, it was sold as a non-running combine. It wasn't running. People had tried to get it running. They couldn't get it running. So what I done was, after I bought it, I walked over to my dad. I'm like, you're going to kill me for what I just done. He's like, what'd you do? I said, I bought an old Gleaner. He's like, you can't be serious right now. I said, yeah, I bought the old Gleaner. He's like, well, you're going to have to park it across the road because we only run red combines. And he started laughing. So anyways, we went the next day, took some fresh fuel, took some fresh filters, dumped some power service in it because the fuel was like honey in it. Got all the fuel lines blowed out, got new filters on it, got it running. I drove it home because we were looking at it, and this combine's awfully wide to be trying to put it on the low boy. So Dad's like, it'll probably be easier just to drive it home. So I got it running, got it home, and next thing I know, I'm out one night and I'm messing around with it, and got the separator running, got the head running, and I'm like, well, I took it out here in the mint field because it was mint, dropped the head, and I started just playing around cutting some mint, Everything flowed through, everything went through the chopper just fine, everything sounded good. So then I took the side panel off the cab because I thought, well, if I'm going to cut some beans with it, I'm going to get the header control. I was determined to get the header control working. So I fixed all the wires that were messed up, got everything working, ordered a whole new base for the relay for the header control module to sit on. I was able to Google the numbers that were on the bottom of it, and I was able to get those bases, which if anybody ever needs one, I've got several extra ones. So, and I can get you the number for it. It's not hard to get. So I got that base, got everything rewired, looked at the book. Actually was fortunate to get all the books for this combine. So got all that working. Couldn't believe it worked. Took it out to the field, cut with the old Gleaner head that was on it. Didn't really care for it because all it wanted to do on the wobble end was push constantly. So I cut 2 seasons with that old head. And then I said last year, I said, that's it. I'm doing something different. So that's when Dad Strength and I took it in the shop. We went up to Worthington Ag Parts. We got the whole front face plate off of a 1440 International. And we started fabricating. And we put Case IH heads on it. And we haven't looked back since. The 1020 head feeds it evenly. Shaves the ground like I said before. And it's just been wonderful. I'm glad that I did it. So, yeah, I can't wait to get cutting beans. Well, when we get the head on it, we'll do a little video on that for you guys that haven't seen those videos. So anyways, I got the header control working, then I moved on to the air conditioner, recharged it, and I swear it's the best air conditioner on the farm. Out of all the equipment we own, I think it's the best air conditioner. It will freeze you out of that cab. So, anyways, that's enough about the Gleaner for a while. The 1660, we bought this probably 7-8 years ago. When we got her, she was in pretty bad shape. Had a lot of rock damage in it. Bought it for a really good price, so motor run like a top, ran great. We brought it home. Dad and I completely gutted it. When you walk in front of this combine and the feeder house wasn't on it, you could see from one end to the other on it. We had the screens out of it. We had the rotor out of it. We had the rotor cone. Everything. Everything is rebuilt from one end to the other in this combine. It's been a great combine. We've run it and run it and run it. And just, we've only had the motor down off of it once. We put a rear main seal in it because it was leaking some oil. And while we had it down, we put the front main seal in it. And other than that, knock on wood, she's been a good combine. No hydrostat issues ever. Just been great having it on our farm. It's served us very well, and it's going to serve us for more years to come because I really like this machine. It's probably my 2 favorite machines I've ever ran, and I've run a lot of combines, and I think these 2 are probably my favorite. A lot of guys talk bad about these old Gleaners, but it's all in how you set them. You get them set right, you have no issues with them. The Gleaner I can run an hour later at night than Dad can with the red one. Anyways, that's enough for this video tonight. Kind of going through with you what we're going to be doing to start harvest here. So if you enjoy combine videos, we're going to be making some combine videos. I'm doing some repairs here pretty soon. So stay tuned. I'm so close to 500 subscribers. I'm getting excited. I don't know why 500, well, 1,000's my goal, but 500 is pretty cool to make it to 500. So, but anyways, thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.